What up, everybody? We're back. I'm here with...
Laurenz Blickwede.
Let's get it. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
That's
How
good.
about you?
Pretty good. Doing all right. Had a pretty busy day, but hanging in there. Laurenz is on the men's tennis team here at Queen's University of Charlotte, an absolute baller. You've had ASUN Player of the Weeks, multiple championships. Tell us about it.
I came in as a D2 athlete when Queens was still in D2. We were SAC conference champions, regular and tournament conference champions. Became MVP of the tournament, so most valuable player. Got player of the week there as well, and then due to the transition to D1, I got last year ASUN All Academic and second team All ASUN. Had a pretty good season playing as number one and right now as well. Currently I'm 12-7 in singles. So hopefully I get into first team All ASUN and academic All ASUN again. So looking forward to have some more achievements in the chapter. Yeah.
What was it like seeing a school like Queen's go from D2 to D1?
I was a huge shift, especially for the sports. I think the level raised a lot. The competition was way harder. You have big schools like Wake Forest in our regional, Clemson, Duke, South Carolina, which you all play against, and you have to be better. So you have to raise your level, and in D2 you were 50% of the time playing against people who actually cannot play the sport, which was fun on the one side, but on the other hand you wanted to become better. So athletic-wise it was really good. Academically I would say there was also a shift. Professors had to take more excuses from us, so we were traveling more, and it was just a huge shift. But I think overall it was a successful shift at all.
Did you see any kind of change in the team culture? Because you came in as a freshman, correct? As D2?
I came in January 2022, so as a second semester freshman, because I studied one semester back home in Germany, engineering. And then started with one coach who I recruited from, and after that semester he jumped off. He quit his job because of family issues. And then I got the head coach from Wingate, Michael Cabana, a shout out to him, who took over the program and built up a whole new team. Great team. In junior year we went overall record 11-11, which is 500, which is positive. That was our goal, and then unfortunately he left. So we are currently are coached by Coach Leatu. So she trains both programs, women's and men's tennis team. But
What is it like to have three coaches throughout? 4 years with three different coaches. Did you have to change your style at all or adapt different habits?
I think what changed a lot was that you as a player have to adapt to different coaching styles. I started with a very relaxed coach. I could do a lot on my own with Billy Boykin. Then Cabana was very strict. He had rules, and I really liked that about him. So all coaches had something which I really liked about them. But Cabana had the rule book, so he actually gave us a contract which we had to sign and say we go through these, and we had the 4 pillars.
What were the 4 pillars?
Attitude of gratitude, sportsmanship, resilience, and sportsmanship. What was the last? Being humble.
Wow.
So you always thought about these 4 pillars and you act like them. And with Leatu there were 13 rules. Same thing, just a little bit different. But a lot of changes. But overall, I can say they were all great coaches.
Yeah,
so,
that's
I had to
good.
be thankful.
That's good. And those pillars are a great idea. Just as a whole, I think those make up a team. Sportsmanship, it's the same as golf. Like, it's an individual sport that they've made into a team. Like, we have 5 girls. We're also a shared team, so we have the same coaches for men's and women's. But it's 5 girls, 4 girls count for each round. And it's kind of like that. Like, you can't change or help any of your teammates while they're playing. Really.
Exactly. But do you not think, like, for example, we had, so my first coach was also having both programs trained together. And then with the split up to D1, we had men's coach and women's coach. But now we have both again. And I don't know how it is for golf, but like if you have a coach for both programs, there is like a connection between both teams then. Like you interact, you go to lunch, you go to dinner, and you travel with the team, with the women's side as well. And this builds, I would say, better environment to grow. And you learn from each other. I don't know how it is for golf, but maybe because you're with the men's golf team traveling, you learn or get to know them better.
Well, we don't travel together, but we do live together. And even just with that, I feel like we've gotten closer. So, yeah. What are your future goals? You're a senior now, looking to move on. Are you going to go back to Germany, stay here?
So currently the plan is, I actually didn't decide it now, but currently I'm staying 2 weeks after graduation because my parents are coming and they wanted to see something from the US as well. So we make a travel to Philadelphia, Washington, New York, see like the big cities, and then fly home to Germany to play over the summer for my club. So my hometown, it's like a league.
Oh, nice.
To earn some money and play some tournaments. So just calming down from all the stress with school and tennis in season, just have some time off with the family especially. And then I would like to have two options to go back here to Wingate as a GA because Cabana asked me to come back, or I would go to England to a really good school. It's Ivy League college at Durham University to play tennis there as well for another year to get my master's degree. But I didn't decide it until now. But these are the two options.
Oh, nice. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Have your parents been able to come here and watch you play?
Unfortunately, no, because like my mom is having her own company, so she's working a lot, and my dad retired last year, but he decided like not to come. He's rather traveling in Europe, but yeah, I don't know. How about your parents? Like, did they come to like some tournaments? Because like I've seen you guys last weekend, 2 weekends ago, you were winning the Georgia State tournament, which was big because. So what we have to say, I want to say here at Queens, we are like a community, like we are really close to each other and we know what's going on between the teams, and we really are grateful for the achievements of other teams. So we watch out and we saw that the golf team actually does really well this season.
We've had one of the best seasons we've ever had. We've had 2 freshmen win individual events, and for golf that's huge. You've got close to 85 girls and only 1 wins. So the percentage of wins that most girls get is very, very low. So we've had 2 freshmen wins back to back, and then we've had individual team wins back to back. And so we've just made unbelievable ground in our D1 era so far. So, but we'll keep going. We've got 2 more events to go.
I mean, the ASUN tournament comes still? It's still to come?
So we're in Georgia, Athens.
Yeah.
We leave Sunday, actually, for that event. We'll have to let you guys know how that goes. And then conference in Alabama. Yeah.
Good luck to that. I just saw like you got player of the week, like all your team, and it is great to see other teams being successful. Definitely, like definitely golf, because like I played golf until I was 15, but like I know like you have to put in a lot of work to actually make the shot, and like sometimes it's a little bit of luck but I think like most of the time it's really hard practice because we see you out guys there for hours and hours and hours, and coming back to the CAF after like a long day.
It's exhausting for real. It is. So you played golf. Did you play any other sports?
Yeah, my brother, so I have a 3-year older brother. He was really good in soccer because in Germany back home.
Yeah, soccer's huge in Germany.
Soccer is huge, and he was really good until he was 16 and nearly went to the national team. And I started then to play as well, as a side thing and side hobby. And I decided to play tennis because I was more successful in it, and my mom also didn't want to have a competition between me and my brother.
Yeah.
So like he says, better than you in the sport didn't work out. So, but we are supporting each other really well, and he still plays for like a lower league team, but it's more about like for fun.
Yeah. That's good. So is that how you got into tennis, or when did it start?
So actually, I started to do karate when I was 7 years old.
I can't see that for you.
Yeah, so we had a nanny who always drove me to the karate practice, and the kids who were training there were obviously bigger and older than me, around 9 to 10 years old, and they kicked me, like kicked my ass, and I was just crying after every practice, and the nanny eventually told my mom that I was not happy there. So my mom was actually playing back home when she was younger, tennis. So she decided that I have to change the hobby, and she decided, okay, since you cannot play soccer because of my brother, you should maybe try tennis. And then I started to play tennis at this, I had a lesson there with a coach from Serbia. He was really young, and teach me in 1 hour like how you hold the racket and everything. And
Like a
I
beginner's
had so
coach.
much fun,
Yeah.
and I had so much fun, and my mom said, okay, let's try it out once a week. And then I trained once a week, and I got into it, and slowly I've shown like I have more potential than my teammates or like my practice partners, and beat all of them. And then I had my first tournament. It was like a small field tournament, and I won that pretty easy.
Wow.
And then the coach came to my
So
mom.
basically a tennis prodigy.
Yeah, I don't know, I love the sport somehow. I fell in love, and then I was like 9, and the coach came to my mom and asked if he could maybe practice 2 or 3 times a week because he had potential. And then I started to play more and more, and was winning the masters. So there are masters in like younger generations, and became quite successful. And when I was 13, I was practicing with the women's team in the club, because the men's were obviously way too good and way too big and tall. But the women's team were really nice to me, and they took me in their environment on, and I loved to practice with them. And at one point there was a girl, she graduated from high school, and she asked me to record a video with her. And I was like, why do you want to record a video for tennis? And she said, yeah, so you have the opportunity in the US to study and to combine your sports with your studies. And I was like, oh, man, that's a great idea. And she eventually went to New York.
That's true, because they don't do any high school sports at all
Exactly.
in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Or
You
is
do
that all of Europe?
You do everything on your own in Europe. So tennis was only what I did on my own next to school. So after every day of school, at 3-4 p.m., I went to the tennis club and played with my coach or with some other people, with the women's team. But after that video, I actually thought, okay, first time I heard about it, like what a great idea. But I was 13, 14, so I was not deciding if I graduate from high school, what GPA do I get, where do I want to go actually. And it turned out then with 16, I was playing at a tournament, and there were scouts from the universities in the US. And after a tournament, I had a brilliant match in a men's tournament. The scout came up to me and asked me, oh, do you want to play in the US? And I was like, sorry, I don't know right now, because I'm still in the 11th grade, and I had 2 more years in high school. Bless you. But it turned out then with 19, in my last year before I graduated, I decided, okay, let's try this organization, because they all asked me if I want to go. So I also made a YouTube video.
So you did like a recruiting company, or
yeah,
was just,
it was a Uni Experts Keystone member, which is really big in Europe. So I think every international student should know that organization, and they made a profile, like my transcripts, my achievements in sports.
Excuse me.
No, you, like all overall profile with like what did you do, and after I submitted everything and did the video, think it took like 2-3 weeks until I got like 50 offers.
Wow, that's
So-
really good. So they just posted your video. Did you ever create your own YouTube video and post that?
I filmed everything and I cut it everything, but they posted it on their YouTube channel because obviously they had more range of people.
Yeah, for golf, I had a recruiting company as well.
Yeah.
And then I posted my own YouTube video, and then I used my. If you scroll down
You
on my
see it
Instagram,
there?
it's
Yeah.
all golf. It's all like the little achievements or whatever. But people use like those social media pages basically as like
I
a
know.
video resume
Yeah.
anymore.
It is your resume. The video
Yeah.
I would say is your resume. Like how would you sell yourself? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't
So
know
when
how it
was
is
your
for.
first time coming to the U.S. to see a school?
I never visited because of COVID.
Wow.
So that was the huge part of that I got all the offers when COVID hit it. So I entered the portal
Yeah.
in March 2020, exactly when COVID happened, and I got then all the offers for fall 2021,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I don't know how the situation looks like with the pandemic, COVID-19, and I don't know how long it took.
So what did you do? Did you like DM anybody online?
No, they still
or-
they still offered me and had. We had a lot of interviews.
No, I mean to like see the school, ask how the school was.
So what Queens? So first of all, like I had a lot of like offers, but like I decided first of all, like I was a D1 recruit, but I said, okay, since I cannot play for a national title, and obviously I wanted to win championships,
Yeah.
I go into D2, and I also knew the D1 offers I had were academically not as good as Queens. So when I got the offer from Queens, I was like, okay, this is a really nice location in Charlotte. It's a small
it
university.
really is.
Yeah.
We're at a fantastic spot.
I mean,
here.
like you have the Charlotte, the big city. You're in like 7 minutes from downtown
Yeah.
away.
and just the houses
Exactly.
surrounding this campus.
It's amazing. Like
Yeah.
you have classrooms of 20 people max. You have a great McCall School of Business where they teach you a lot.
And the professors are so personal. Like
Yeah.
they genuinely care. We had one of my professors. Do you know Dr. Cox?
Yes.
He showed up to our practice once. I told him,
To
I was
our
like, oh
game as
yeah,
well,
I'm
to our
going to
game as well.
practice.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
he came. He goes to many of the basketball games.
Yeah. And I think like especially because the professors have real life experience. They actually
Mm-hmm.
did something like owning a company, working for a huge, being a CEO.
That's huge.
And
It's
then-
not like they're just teachers and then they've kind of just moved up. Like they have real life experience, so many connections. And also, I have a friend now. He works for Ford.
Yeah.
He got this job through one of the professors. He
Yeah.
just asked one of the professors, hey, I really want to do this. Do you have any connections for me? And the professor helped him right out.
I mean, like last semester when we had Professor Chenland, she helped Nate to get a job in a construction firm, and he had an interview and got the job now after.
Yeah.
So it's the networking system here is really good. So yeah, that was overall why I also choose Queens, and obviously they were highly ranked. I think top 10 in D2. So then I texted with Billy Boykin, and they had an online visit of the campus. So they went through with a camera the whole
Oh, yeah.
school
I
and
watched
showed
that as
everything.
well.
And I was sitting at home and I was like, okay, it looks good to me. But for me, the most important part is how the relationship between me and the coach was. Because the school can be great or awful, but like if you don't have a great relation to the team or the coach, nothing will work out. So yeah, and especially we had a guy who was a senior there. He had a YouTube channel. His name is Johan Rusino. And he had like 10,000 followers. So we watched
wow.
all the YouTube videos about Queens University of Charlotte with the tennis team. And I was like, okay, my mom said like, okay, good to know. Like you see how the school looks like, how the daily routines are going.
Yeah.
So that was really funny. But yeah, I don't know like for golf, but like to see actually like how a daily routine or like the day goes gives you so much more information actually. And yeah. Like,
I would debate that it's almost the most important for golf because golf takes
Hours.
forever.
Yeah.
It takes forever. And then some of our practices, we have fantastic courses around here. Like
Yeah.
I just came from Quail today. Charlotte, Carolina. Our home course is Raintree, which is wonderful. Cedarwood, you name it. And we get to go and play all of these courses. But playing 18 holes takes 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
If it's a Saturday, you're easily there for 6.
Yep.
If it's practice ranges anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours. And then you add lift on it. Everything just takes so much time. And so then the time management and what your day-to-day looks like means so much.
I think also like since you're so long on the court, it's like also like you're networking there. Because like you're here in an area where like a lot of important people are around on the courses, so who are actually playing, and you want to meet them as well. So you're also taking your benefits from there. So I think like it's a really good place to grow for every student athlete here.
Yeah, it is. I actually met, so our Queens baseball and softball team, they practice at the Sticks, which is close to the Queens airport, or the Charlotte airport. And I met the guy who like, I don't know if he owns it or started it or donated money to build it or whatever. His name's Pepper Pounds. I met him on the green, just putting, and I was like, oh, hey, what do you do? He went and played for, he played D1 baseball and now has started this huge field. Like, the connections you meet, and a city like this is unreal. We actually, so the guys team, they caddy at Quail sometimes, and one of them met a member at Eagle Point, which is like a huge golf club. It's a couple hours away from here. And that member got the whole men's team tee times to go play there. And like that's like a super private club. So yeah, the connections.
Yeah, the connections makes it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so dreams. What's future goal? Do you want to play pro? Do you want to? I know your dad was a management CEO, something like that. Could you see yourself in the same area?
I mean, I have to be very thankful for my parents because, first of all, the opportunity to play tennis, it costs a lot of money. Because I didn't get my first sponsorship until I was 15, 16 for rackets, strings, shoes. Like this all costs so much money traveling. And one day my dad calculated it for me and I was like, there's no way this like one weekend costs you 500 to 800 bucks. So I have to be very thankful that
everything, yeah.
I have to be very thankful that my mom has a pharmacy and my dad was at Volkswagen like a engineer. Yeah, like they gave me the foundation to play tennis and to develop that. But the goal for me is especially not to turn pro. I want to play tennis on the side as a hobby still, to have fun and maybe earn some money with tournaments on the weekends, yes. But personally, like to get my master's done and get a job where I can travel and work. Like I would like to work internationally, like not being dependent on like coming home and stay there. Like if I buy a house now in Germany and settle down, I have to spend the rest of my next 30 years maybe until I can retire within that work travel. And I would rather like go to England, and from England I can work then in Spain for 2 years, then 2 years back in America and Canada. So traveling around the world and see more, because I think time is the most valuable thing we have.
It is.
And we should spend it to get to know as much as possible. And if we depend on us like on just one country, so that's for my dream. But yeah, you talked a little bit about your dream with your own show, but you maybe want to elaborate on that one?
So my goal is I want to be an LPGA, PGA reporter. I also want to work with the NHL. I love hockey. I have family members who are all in hockey. I'm Canadian. Hockey's
big
in
thing.
my veins.
Big thing.
And then I would like to have my own show eventually. And then I am a marketing major, a sports communications minor, and I'm debating a minor in law right now. I'd eventually like to get my law degree and own my own marketing agency.
You have 2 more years? You're a junior right now?
I'm a sophomore.
So pretty young still, yeah.
Yeah, I've got lots of time. I did calculate it this morning, actually. I only have 13 classes to go
so
without the law minor.
So only
but
3
if I
semesters.
add the law minor, since I'm very interested in law. I love having conversations, debating, all that good stuff. And I'm super interested in politics. And so I have already taken like 3 or 4 law classes. I only have 3 more to go to finish the minor. So
That's pretty good.
Yeah. The debate right now is honestly, do I double major or do I take a major and 2 minors?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sounds like a good plan, but do you also pursue after that? Like, you finish your marketing major. Do you want to do a master's then in there? Because you talked about law school as well.
Yeah, it'll depend, I guess. If I don't end up getting the law minor, I probably will second guess the law degree and might just go for my master's instead.
Sounds good.
It'll definitely depend where I end up getting a job. Is it with a team? Am I freelancing? Am I just doing this? Am I doing shows? Am I hosting conversations like this? It'll depend. But so much happens in 2 years. Honestly, honestly, when I entered Queens, I was gonna own my own company. I had no idea what, but I was going to take business. And then about a month in, I was like, nope, I'm gonna change it to marketing because I love creativity. I love talking. Marketing is sales. I could talk to a door. It felt perfect to me. And then about halfway through second semester freshman year, so just last year, almost a year ago to the day, I got invited to California with my roommate. Callie's from California, so we went out there for a bit, and we had the opportunity to go tour the Anaheim Duck Center. So we went all throughout their practice facilities. We went out on the ice pad, and we got to see the whole thing. Their Honda Center is unbelievable. The staff is unbelievable. Just an amazing community. And then I got contacts with their host there for their reporting. Her name's Allie Lazoff, one of the most amazing women I've ever met. She's currently pregnant with her 2nd child. I'm so excited for her. Amazing.
Good luck.
She was a theater kid growing up. She's from Montreal, also Canadian. And she has a law degree. So she actually started off as a lawyer and did law. And then they kind of went, okay, wait, you did theater. You must be able to talk. And anything with sports is a production. It's all a show. People pay to watch these shows like ESPN Plus, whatever, right?
Entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all entertainment. So she started doing that, and she loved it. And so I had the opportunity to have a phone call with her. She gave me some great advice. We actually called on my connection flight, in between connection flights. I had about an hour and a half in between flights. We talked the entire time. It was, honestly, that conversation might have changed my entire life. I didn't even know about broadcasting. I didn't know what it required. I didn't know that she was a lawyer. Like, you don't really look at a lawyer and go, yeah, you should host TV shows. You should be live television. Like, and then got into that, and then the whole summer I just went home. I golfed, helped with my dad's company. You know, I have siblings at home, so drove them around.
Younger, probably.
Hung out. Yeah. Most of them are younger. And then I came back here, and we have a fantastic broadcasting center downstairs here in Levine. They recently updated all of it, and walking by, they added these windows so you can see right in. And I was like, I need to be part of that. Like, it's not even like interested, like, I need that. And so joined the broadcasting and networking team here at Queens, and full send. I have met so many people in this field now. Like, went to Carolina Hurricanes and met Hannah Yates. I know Allie Lazoff. I've met with her a couple times now. Recently just went to the women's in sports night with the Anaheim Ducks, and I met a bunch of former Olympians there. Like, and they're now in broadcasting. I know Craig Button, who does reporting from the NHL. So it's such a tight-knit community that
sports at all. Yeah, sports at all.
Yeah.
I think it's a big one.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are always people, like, certain people who can change your life when you talk to them.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing. Like, we live in a day now where it's like you're either scrolling on your phone or you're out chasing your dreams. Like, I don't feel like there's one or the other.
Yeah, and I think, like, especially when we, like, go on TikTok, Instagram, and we see always these motivation videos who says, like, you have to keep going, but on the same time you are actually right now on the phone watching this.
Yeah.
So maybe you should, instead of doing that, you should
just put it down, throw your phone
and I think
away.
college sports exactly gives you this opportunity to actually show you that you can grow and make the step. Like when I wrote my resume, for example, for all the companies out, I was like, okay, what makes me stand out in front of all the other applicants? And I was like, since you've been through all these practices every day, these daily routines, class, going to the grocery shopping and everything at the same time, you actually build like a characteristic of like discipline. Like you learn actually, you need to do this, you need to do this. And if you don't do it, you don't feel well.
And not only do you have to do it, there are deadlines to it because you have to show up at this time for lift. You have to show up this time for practice.
Yeah.
I've actually talked to so many of my professors about this. And one of them who teaches the sports promotion publicity class, he says, if he's looking at resumes and you're looking at these two people, okay, this one has done maybe 2 or 3 internships, has good grades, seems nice, whatever, okay, good qualities. But this one maybe has only done 1 internship, but is a student athlete, exactly the same major, whatever. This one has 1 or 2 internships, this one has 1 internship and is a student athlete. He says he'll take this one 90% more, the student athlete, because you're proven to have discipline, motivation, time management. You're strict to yourself, disciplined, right? All those good things. So
yeah, I mean like when I did my internship last summer, like my boss was like, why are you here? Because I was always before him on time. Like I was like, okay, but I want to like be there to show actually my boss, okay, I actually want to learn something.
I want to be here.
I want to grow. Like all this adds up, and these small things, these are what remembers you instead of the others.
That is such a big thing about athletes too. I feel like people don't really realize most athletes are hungry to learn. Like you can tell the difference between the athletes who are just there to be there and the athletes who are like, I want to get better.
I see that especially in the difference right now as a senior. So when I ask, for example, people who are not student athletes, they don't even have a plan what they wanted to do after graduation. So
I'm not gonna lie, that annoys me.
We are like for example, I started to look what I'm doing after graduation already in September, October last year, because I was worried. Okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? I want to do something next because I'm like, I don't want to do nothing. It's boring to do nothing. So to actually plan out, okay, I want to do this or try out this, and if it doesn't work, you try the next one. So I think also as a student athlete, you learn how to deal with failure. And this failure part is a big thing, especially when we transitioned to D1. The first year we lost so many matches as a team or as individuals. Didn't matter because like you have to experience the failure to grow, to get to know, okay, what do I have to do differently next time to win? And this all adds up.
Well, you're just programming your mind to go, okay, I just failed. Why did I fail? What is the lesson from this? And how do I change it for the next time? And that's what business owners, employers, I think that's all what they want.
Everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, makes perfect internship candidates,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Caroline.
Love it.
Good luck for your 2 tournaments.
Thank you. You guys aren't done yet, right? You
We
guys
have
just
2
got
more
back?
matches. 2 more matches.
Okay,
Friday and
nice.
Sunday, and then
When's
we're
your
done.
guys' conference?
We already played 6 matches and have 2 left. So
Oh.
it's not going pretty well for the team. For me individually, yes, but for the team, we are strugglingly. Especially, we have a pretty young team, so we have 4 freshmen in the lineup. But I think like over the time they will grow as well. So all the best.
Are you guys like the women's team? That like they don't really have enough players,
So
they're
yeah,
forfeiting
they have
points.
5 players, and you need 6 to play. So they always start with an 0-1 deficit. Yeah, but I mean they get recruits now next semester. So
Okay, so it's on its way up. We're good.
we're all growing. It's a transition. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much again.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Hang in there. We'll be back soon.
Bye bye.
Peace.